ask y'all something. Cause we have a pod. Even before that, you know what I'm saying? We would do our own little entrepreneur endeavors and this and that or whatever. What does support look like to y'all?
What am I doing? Am I doing something where bodies in a building matter? You know what I'm saying? Like if bodies in a building matter, that's support to me, right? Yeah, those numbers, right? If I'm doing it straight up for money, the bread matters, right? That's why the body in the building thing will matter. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more because it can be bread in the long run. Because bodies in the building allow you expand. You know what I'm saying? The venue will allow. You can. Oh, if you on this floor, then maybe you know what I'm saying? Like House of Blues type shit. Like, oh, you can do this. You can move to here if you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it just depends on what you after.
How would you box that in? How would you word that? If I say, Ahmad, what is support? If I'm having a function.
No. Let's do it like this.
Yeah.
If I'm saying I'm doing something and I'm like, I need you to support me. What do you expect? What do you think that. I mean? Like when I'm like, man, I'm doing this X, Y, and Z. I lay it all out what I'm doing, and you like, yeah, that's dope.
Most of the time, the first thing gonna be showing up.
So
showing up, yeah, okay. Showing up. Now, here's the thing, though, right? It's either like we from the we from the school of showing up or money. Yeah. Like even if you can't show up, there are people that'll do things like if we doing a barbecue and people can't show up, they'll be like, "Hey, I can't make it, but here $50 on them up." You know what I'm saying? On the food, like that's like I'm showing support. I can't make it. I got this other thing.
Shout out to my man Christopher Nolan out there in Cali, MP High John. He always donates.
Every year. I was saying, I only know this nigga by his donation.
Hey, always donates.
But look,
because that could be support.
So does it matter? I'm gonna say it doesn't matter. Is it personal preference to do something and decide what support looks like? And I don't want to say like decide in the sense of like, does it matter what I'm doing? Like if I'm doing something at a place where I rented a spot, does what you said does one trump the other? So like if I rented a spot and I spent $1,000 and I'm trying to make more than 1,000, clearly. Is you coming or are you paying to support more important? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do I need bodies in the building or do I need...
It depends on if you're trying to... And it depends on what you're trying to... So if this was really a money-making venture, then it's the money, right? But if you're trying to go forward, you're trying to expand this, it's going to be the bodies because the more bodies you have, you can always... But here's the thing. If you get capacity and people can't get in, that means there's a demand for it. Right. So now it's like you can expand. You can go further. You know what I'm saying? And then the weird thing about the day and age we live in, it's like the internet fucks people's head up because people could do shit on the internet and they think that's support. But then when it comes to actually like showing up or even actually buying a ticket, you know what I'm saying? People will promote your shit online all day, but never show up, never buy a ticket. So it's like, how is it? Because a lot of artists, especially music artists, talk about that type of shit. Like that's where you got motherfuckers, they got 1 million fucking followers, 20 million followers, but nobody is buying the album and nobody's showing, they can't sell out an arena. So it's like, how are you, but people will say that support, they have a lot of supporters.
So support kind of depends on what you need supported. How do you feel, Steve?
I don't, it depends on what I'm doing. Like, okay. Right? Because if I'm doing something where I'm renting a space and I need people to buy tickets, y'all as my friends, I guess because I know y'all, you sharing the event don't mean you going, right? So for you to share the event, that's
support. It's getting the bread out there. It's getting the shit out there.
Not to me in the sense of
because it's gonna mostly echo chamber,
right? Because y'all are the same friends. We're drawing from the same well. So that's not really that much of support. Now, unless if you kick off our friend circle, like we all have basically the same circle of friends, right? Generally speaking.
Right. Us three. Yes.
Right. So posting my event that I'm doing next week, don't say that Javen's going. If you know Javen, right? 2, Javen posting an event and then somebody that does interested and does want to go starts asking him questions that he can't answer because So what I would much rather Javen buy a ticket and say, got my ticket, get yours.
Right. I'll holler at you when I get there.
Right. Like that type of thing. Like, just follow me in what I'm doing. Like, don't try to, I don't want to say sell me a link, but don't, you know what I'm saying? Because 9 times out of 10.
Call it.
Like, don't sell me a link. Like, that link, it's relationships. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at this, and I'm looking and thinking about going based on who posted it. Mm-hmm. And if this nigga ain't, I don't want to say going, but we this not 2008, right? Mm-hmm. Like in Facebook in 2008, if you posted it, people be like, "Oh, you going?" That's where you get them crazy parties where it'd be like it's 250 people here when you thought it was gonna be 10 because it was public on Facebook. So,
but does that change? That's what I was saying. I was gonna ask you real quick. No. I was gonna ask you, does your view on that change if someone in your circle of friends just has, let's say, 6 figures, legit, like a 5-figure follower?
I was going to say that. I was going to get to that. So Leon Rogers.
That's what I'm saying.
Leon Rogers is in our circle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they strictly is, they're going to share it, they're going to promote it, they're going to, let's say they just post it to their story every day.
Because that's tapping into a new well. Now, if you're going to just share the link over the radio and be like, hey, y'all, this thing is happening this Saturday, go ahead and go, y'all cop it. I know these people. They good people. Ain't no violence. You know what I mean? Well, whatever, however you package it, that's reaching people that I would never be able to reach. That's different. But for you to be, you know what I'm saying, like 90% of the people that see your post, I know. So it's a, like you said, echo chamber. It's a reinforce. It's a signal boost. But it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, this is what we doing. Like if you get a ticket and then it's like, oh,
but don't change no numbers.
Right. But buying tickets changes numbers. Right. Like in the sense of, you both are aggregators.
Right.
I'm saying, like, if you buy a ticket, I can expect 5 to 10 more tickets to come based on your ticket purchase.
Okay.
And you posting it.
Right.
Same with you, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I expect that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I'm trying to get. Like, you posting my event don't get people to go. Like, now you posting the ticket that you purchased, that conversation changes. Now people are like, how much was the ticket? You got another one? So now we talking we're not on that superficial shit.
So your understanding of support is, in the sense, if that's the case, financial. Putting the money behind whatever word.
If I'm trying to make my money back.
If you're trying to make your money back.
But next Saturday, Father's Day weekend, I'm not spending no money.
Right.
I want this food to go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I just like, I don't.
So what does that look like?
That's what I'm saying.
Right. Like, that's a different level of support.
That's what I'm saying.
I want the numbers.
So I want to have a good, photo shoot, or not photo shoot, but
I want this shit
like
to
when
look
people
good,
take pictures, I don't want it to be holy. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not looking to so that's more so numbers and aesthetics, to where on the flip.
And I think that's the support you get, in the sense of when you show your grill, motherfuckers like, you need ice, you need beer, you need. It's not necessarily like, let me buy a plate. Let me, how much you got for, like, it's not an exchange.
Or I got something else I'm about to throw on there. You already got it.
Is it still lit?
Let me add something to it.
Are your coals hot?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He just said that shit,
yesterday. Your coals hot? Ran home, got some meat, threw on it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I used to, like, this is no shade, but that was why I used to tell, like, what we talking about now is why I used to tell my girl it's so important that she shared a pod, just because she's going to reach a different demographic. Because A, she's not from here. B, she went to a school that is, there's people we know from that circle, but there's so many, because it's an international school.
Even to that point,
you know what I'm saying?
Consistency, right? So like, if she shared a pod, like Lisa does too, or whatever, like when they share the pod 1 or 2 times, they'd be like, oh, they doing that, they supporting their guy. If you do it consistently every week, it's like, you must be listening to this.
Right. Yep.
Let me. So it's the same thing as buying a ticket, right? So it's like, if you post it, it's like, oh, you helping out your friend. Like I can see when you tag me, it'd be like, oh, that's his friend. Cool. You know what I'm saying? But now if you do it and then post your ticket, then you know what I'm saying? Like that's the consistency. But it's also the who all gonna be there. So it's not so much invite.
But that doesn't change.
No. Listen what I'm saying. Okay. It doesn't change. No. I'm saying what you're saying. It doesn't change.
Right.
It's not about who you invite. It's about who you invite, or who you get to come that can get other people to come.
Yeah.
Because it's all about, just like Javen Palooza is the biggest when we go back home.
Right.
When we go back to the house, like when we are in the venue and the sun is up, it's a nice amount. But when we be like, all right, because it's people all day running ripping and running on a Saturday
That's
and being like, y'all still outside? Y'all still outside? It's like, nah, we not here now. We here. Bet I'm done with everything I gotta go, and everybody's coming here. So like that nighttime shit is
whole different zone.
It's just a second. It's a second party. Some people go home and get dressed. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a different thing. So I mean, it just depends on how you. It's aggregators.
What it is.
It's aggregators. I already know if certain people are geeked about it, sharing it, or coming, I'm gonna get 4 or 5 people, and I know the people that's coming.
Is it more so aggregators or is it environment and aggregators? Keep
environment first. I don't give a fuck what's happening. If it's outside and it's raining, you're dead. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't give a fuck if Chris Brown is out there.
So let me ask you,
motherfuckers gonna be like, it's raining.
I use myself as an example.
Yeah, but you still gonna have some people that's not going. Now you're gonna have a lot of people that's go to be like, I got access. I can get closer.
Easier.
Yeah.
Chris
I use myself as an example.
Chris is a. I know what you're saying. He's just. I know.
Let's hold off on Chris Brown. We got something else for him a little later.
Yeah. Okay. It depends on purchasing and buying tickets and all that.
Wale's a better example.
Yeah. Are you gonna bring is the Bobby and Woods?
Kanye, nigga.
Stupid. Is the Bobby and Woods gonna bring in more, or is 8124 gonna bring in more?
8124, but it also depends on the time of day.
But I think that's more so just because of the environment. Regardless of the time of day, the environment.
Nigga, 8124.
It's right off
24, but 8124.
You know how many people stop by here?
You know what's crazy?
Like, I'm passing you. Are you home?
Yeah, all the time.
But 8124, you could. There's so many things you could do if you had a partner. Which if you could partner with your next door neighbor, you could literally charge $500 to get into the backyard. No. Do you understand what I'm saying? Where you have a separate, like, no, you're over here.
I was talking about
we're venturing off. But no, I was just I was just strictly saying that as far as the support that would get.
Yes,
in the sense of support, especially if you went back there. But if you couldn't have from the church. But there is no outside venue you could have a VIP section when you would be able to charge that same amount. But at the house, you would be able. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, unless you went overseas or something like. But outside of that, like, there's no place in Chicago you could be able to charge.
I was just using me as an example because it's an easy example for what I'm speaking on. You know what I'm saying? But as we see, support looks totally different depending on environment, what's the occasion. You know what I'm saying? What we're doing.
And how the world has changed.